What's up, guys? Chris over here at Cover 7. Hey, real quick, just want to say thank you to everybody that's liked, commented, and subscribed. Goes a long ways on a channel like mine. I don't claim to be a college football analyst, expert, or insider, so if I don't pick your team, please don't get all upset about it. I try to give the most unbiased opinion that I can. Bottom line, I love college football in general. Nebraska just happens to be my favorite team, so let's get into it here. If you guys are new to these type of videos, I like to break down each team, and then at the end, I'll give my prediction here. We'll start with Louisville, the road team. This game is on Friday night. Louisville catching 13.5 or 14 on some books. The over-under set to 53. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I haven't watched a ton of Louisville this year. From what I understand and from what I see, Jeff Brom in his time there has done a remarkable job. Now, I do remember when he was over at Purdue in the Big Ten, he did a really, really good job at that program. I think he's a really good coach. He fits in well. They've had some pretty good seasons over there. Their only loss on the season was to Virginia, 30-27 in overtime. That was a really good game. I caught the end of it. I think Virginia is actually one of the better teams in the ACC this year, so not a terrible loss if you're Louisville. Probably should have won that game considering they were up late. Their quarterback, though, USC transfer, and I watched a ton of him last year, quarterback Miller Moss. He's been up and down this season, in my opinion. He's got over 1,300 yards, a 67 percent completion rate, and just 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He's also been sacked 13 times, which isn't good either, so the offensive line's got to protect him. He is a pretty good quarterback when he gets time. Now, running back Isaac Brown having a pretty good season. He's averaging just north of 7 yards per carry to go along with 334 yards. The only problem is Louisville has really struggled to run the ball this year, which therefore, puts a lot of pressure on Moss to throw the ball. They got to be better. Like I said, I think Brown is a pretty good running back. They got a slew of them back there, but he's definitely the best one in my opinion. Wide receiver Chris Bell and Colin Lacey. These two are pretty good. They're the top 2 pass catchers here for Moss and this offense. Combined, they have over 750 yards and 4 scores on the year. Let's see how Louisville ranks offensively here. They're 61st in the country in total offense, so pretty much middle of the pack there. Here's the problem, and I alluded to it, 112th in the country in rushing yards per game. They're 21st in passing offense, which Brom has been known to throw the ball quite a bit. That's what he does. But here's the other problem, too. Like I said, 111th in sacks allowed. It's got to be better. That O-line's got to protect Moss back there. So like I said, I saw plenty of Moss at USC. He got benched last year for Mayava, but I do believe he's a pretty good quarterback. He can throw a football when given time. On the defensive side of the ball, it's been pretty damn good for Louisville, considering they've been on the field the majority of the time, too. The ranks, they're 12th in total defense, which is really good, 31st against the run, 8th against the pass. And then Louisville, they can also get to the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. They're 23rd in the country with 14 sacks on the year. So how will that stack up against this Miami offense? Well, I'll try and let you know here. Miami 5-0, and in my opinion, I was pretty high on them to start the season. I thought they could win an ACC title this year, something they haven't done, which is actually kind of crazy. They're one of the 3 best teams in the country right now, in my opinion. Quarterback Carson Beck, been around forever. Good numbers thus far for Beck on the season, so no shock here. He's got over 1,200 yards, a 73.4% completion rate, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's only been sacked 4 times. If you guys haven't watched Miami play, and I have quite a bit this year, that offensive line is an NFL offensive line. These dudes are massive human beings. Not only can they pass block, they can run block. They have the best O-line in the country, and I don't even think it's close, to be completely honest with you. So that fits really well with Beck, right? He's not a runner, so you give him time in the pocket, he's going to pick apart a defense, especially with all the experience that guy has. It's one of the reasons why Miami is really, really good this year. Another reason why they're really good is the 2-headed monster at running back. Mark Fletcher, this guy's a stud. Chamar Brown, he's really good as well. On the year, they combined over 700 yards, 9 touchdowns between them. Like I said, Fletcher's, he's really good. I am really impressed. The guy runs incredibly hard. He's averaging just north of 6 yards per carry, mind you, which is really good in college football. Wide receiver Malachi Toney. This kid reminds me of a miniature version of Tyreek Hill, if you will. This guy is super quick. He's a hell of a slot receiver. C.J. Daniels, no scrub either on the outside. A very good number 2, Keelan Marion. He's a hell of a player too. Miami's always been known lately for putting out good wide receivers. No different this year. Offensively, where do they rank out? 41st in the country in total offense, 62nd in rushing offense, 37th in passing yards per game. As I mentioned, this O-line, they are 24th in the country with sacks allowed, with only giving up 6 total on the year. On defense, and this is the thing they really improved from last year, if you guys remember with Miami, I thought Miami was one of the 12 best teams in the country pretty easily last year, especially offensively. Their defense was so bad. They had to outscore everybody every single game. Majority of their games with Cam Ward were 50 to 40 or somewhere in the 45 to 42 type of thing on defense. So Cristobal has really got this dialed in this year. They're doing a hell of a job. And like I said, that's led by Ruben Bain. If you guys haven't seen this guy play, this guy, without a doubt, is a top 7 or 8 pick in my opinion. This guy's ridiculously good. Super strong, by the way. He's got lottery pick written all over him. Where they rank on defense this year, Miami is 16th in total defense, 14th against the run, 35th against the pass, 45th in sacks on the year. They average 2.5 a game, which isn't bad by any means. Like I said, major step up on the defensive side of the ball this season for the Canes. How do I see this game being played out? This is a Friday night game, which weird shit does happen. Normally, typically, you see these type of games be pretty close, or we see upsets like we did a couple weeks ago, right? When was it Virginia beat Florida State? Now, I can't remember if that was a Thursday night game or a Friday night game. Regardless, there's a weird trend going around that ranked teams on the road usually lose, or those games end up being super close, kind of a fluky game. Miami is at home here, and I think this is crucial here. Why I think Louisville is a very well-coached team. I think they're a pretty good team in the ACC this year. I just don't think they can score enough points against this Miami defense. I honestly believe that Carson Beck and this offense, they take their foot off the gas. We've seen it against Notre Dame in the second half for a little bit. If you watch the Florida State game, they got up 28 to 6 or 8 or 10 or whatever the hell it was, took their foot off the gas. Not something I really necessarily love, but they did that. Let Florida State back into that game. But it's like, if they keep their foot on the gas, they're a team that could put up easily 40 points a game. They're just that talented offensively with that line, with those running backs. Carson Beck, a quarterback who's played, I swear, for 40 years now. They're just really good. Nothing against Louisville's defense. I think they're going to be on the field a lot. Unfortunately, I have Louisville 17 here, guys. I got Miami 31. With that being said, guys, I appreciate all the support on this channel. If you could give this a thumbs up, it goes a long ways in the algorithm. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, guys, we'll see you next time.